So good afternoon. This presentation is going to be in English. My name is Victoire Viannay. I'm CEO. This is Uwe Orvar, is board member, and we are going to present you a company called FluiCell AB. So the topic of today's presentation is to explain to you FluiCell past and present and future growth expectation. So if we talk about growth expectation, it is fair to start with a slide about our growth vision. So our vision is to become a global biotech leader with 5 to 8 products, to offer high standard services, to have a constant business growth, targeting high value markets, becoming and staying cash flow positive, and to grow the earnings per share. So what is FluiCell in short? As you can see on this picture, FluiCell is originally from Göteborg and now located in Mölndal. We are pioneer in single-cell biology and developing microfluidic technology for the life science market. So we are both selling product and offering services to customers worldwide. We hold a very strong patent portfolio comprised of 14 approved patents, and we are listed on Nasdaq First North Growth Market. So what have been our growth so far? So we have been doing this timeline, and we have been choosing some key dates with some key events, so you can a little bit understand what have been our development so far. So the first date is 2012. This is the year FluiCell was founded as a spin-off from Chalmers University of Technology upon our first product, which is now called the BioPen. Then 2015 is an important year for us because we got our first patent approval. Then 2017, I became CEO of this company. We put in place a long-term strategy focusing on next generation single-cell product. We signed an important exclusive license agreement with a Swedish company called Cellectricon AB to integrate in our product portfolio a second product called DynaFlow Resolve. And by doing so, we have been adding 10 patents in our patent portfolio. So this is a year also where we got 2 extra patent approval of our own. Then 2018 is the year we did an IPO and became a publicly traded company on Nasdaq First North Growth Market. This was in April. And we got also our 4th patent approval that year. So last year, 2019, we put in place a new sales and marketing strategy. We launched a very important product, which is our 3rd product under the name BioPixlar. It's a unique single-cell 3D bioprinter platform. And in Q4 2019, we have started to see an increase in revenue by more than 240%. So there's a date that I could add now in this timeline of our growth so far, is that yesterday we received our first purchase order for our newly launched product, the BioPixlar. So who are the people behind FluiCell? So FluiCell, it's a huge amount of competence, of knowledge, of innovation, of seriousness, of pragmatism. It is 18 extremely dedicated, multicultural and talented employees. It is strong industrial, administrative, medical and scientific competence. It is world-leading scientists and innovators. So behind FluiCell, there's a team of overachievers to drive growth and scalability. So on my timeline slide, I have been insisting on the fact that we put a lot of effort into growing our patent portfolio. And we believe this is extremely important because a biotech needs to protect their innovation, and it shows also uniqueness. It's also very important because it gives us freedom to operate and the ability to grow very comfortably our product portfolio. So I've been explaining you also that we are doing single-cell product. And recently, Francis Collin, the director of the NIH, has been ranking single-cell analysis as the most important innovation in the next decade for the healthcare industry. And the global single-cell analysis market is projected to reach $5.6 billion by 2025. So what are these single-cell products I was telling you about? So there are 3. BioPen, Dynaflow, and BioPixlar. So BioPen and Dynaflow are single-source products, which means that there is no direct competitors. They are targeting a niche but fast-growing market. BioPen has been mostly adopted by academic clients, but we are going to develop it to be able to target the pharma industry. On the other hand, Dynaflow has been mostly adopted by pharma companies and contract research organizations, and already has been involved in a lot of drug development. BioPixlar, as I was explaining, is a 3D single-cell bioprinter, which is targeting a broad market. And the BioPixlar family and novel products and services are important part of reaching a very high value market. So BioPixlar, it is a product, it's a platform, but it's not only that. BioPixlar, it's also tissue on demand, contract research organization service, which we already have been started last year. It is also product development to enter the $38 billion regenerative medicine market. And BioPixlar has a unique position to create a new market segment within regenerative medicine. So this is our customer. So we have very reputable customers who like and use our product. Those customers have been providing us with a lot of testimonials which show trust in our product. And a lot of those customers are also been publishing scientific articles using our product. And this is extremely important because scientists around the world in academia and in R&D are reading those scientific articles, and this is creating trust and awareness for our product. And as an example, recently we heard that one of our customers is going to publish an article in a very highly ranked journal, and in this article the BioPen, which has been used, is named 12 times. So we have a global presence. Most of customer distribution is in the USA and in Europe. This is our biggest market. But we start to see an increase of interest in other parts of the world. So we do some direct sales, but we are also using distributor, and we are having some dialogue with some additional distributor to extend our reach. We also have been putting in place some depot sites in several strategic parts of the world. So this is our revenue model, which is scalable. We have various revenue streams. So we are selling our product as platform. This is a one-off revenue. Then there's a problem of, well, sorry, it was not looking like this in reality. So we have also recurring revenue from the sales of consumables. And in addition, we have service contract, partnership, and application support. So we know that in order to create awareness for our product, but also for the company in general, we need to increase marketing and communication, and this is what we are doing. So we are participating to targeted events. We are increasing our advertising in order to target customers for our product. And when we launched the BioPixlar, we have had a lot of media coverage worldwide, which has been extremely good for us to create awareness for our new bioprinting platform. We are also creating community in Sweden. We think it's extremely important to be close to universities, and we think it's also important to participate to a lot of different types of events. So for example, in April 2020, we are going to participate to the Science Festival in Göteborg, where we are going to talk about the reduction of animal use in science, where we can position the BioPixlar. And also, we are very well aware that we need to increase our communication towards you, the investor community. Our products are not extremely easy to explain, but we are really have the wish to try to improve our communication and explain to you what we are doing in a more maybe easy way and less scientific way. And we have been really increasing since the beginning of the year our communication, and don't hesitate to go on all our social media platforms, because we are trying to inform you at least once a week about what is happening inside the company. So this is our growth projection. This is the communicated target. Since we are a listed company, I can't show you anything which hasn't been communicated so far. So we have been launching the BioPixlar in Q4 2019. We have been starting to see a strong interest directly into this new product, and we received the first BioPixlar purchase order yesterday from a university based in New Zealand, so in the other part of the world, which was quite interesting for us. And we have been also starting a lot of very interesting dialogues, and we really believe that we are going to have a very positive year, with the goal, of course, to be cash flow positive as fast as possible. So I will finish my part of the presentation by saying that we tick all boxes for profitable long-term growth. We have been putting in place extremely strong foundation for the company to grow. And I will let Uwe take.
Thank you very much, Victoire. So, as you just heard, BioPixlar is a very important part of the FluiCell growth story. And we decided to spend a few minutes on explaining exactly what this machine is doing, how it's differentiating against the competition. And so the investor community understands better how to value this asset. So just very briefly, BioPixlar is a single-cell bioprinting platform. The product itself consists of the hardware and the software, but also it consists of a glue or a cell adhesive, which is a molecular scale adhesive that is invisible, that can glue cells together in any possible way you wish. So that's the product, and innovation here, all of this is based on very high-end micro nanofluidics technologies. We will not go into these details, but it's more than 20 years of research, mostly at Chalmers. So it's a highly innovative product, both the platform and this glue solution, which is a completely new concept in bioprinting. So the instrument is operated by a user, and the user uses a gamepad to position cells individually in any pattern they wish. And why is that important? Well, it's important because if you look at biological tissues, now we're looking at human tissues, they are all composed independently. If you look at the back in the eye, the retina, we look at liver, all tissues are composed of cells, many different cell types in very distinct layers. So this is a two-dimensional representation. This goes in 3D. So every cell has to be put in its place to have the function that you need from that organ. So we are specializing on tissue building, and tissues, they compose organs. So the precision in printing is a key aspect of driving bioprinting technologies forward. And it's not something we're inventing, it's not a ghost of our imagination. This is, if you go out in the literature and look at all the key opinion leaders, all the review articles, everybody says that this is the missing point to take bioprinting to the promises that they initially had. So if we can do, now we're going to make it simple. So by doing it simple, we can compare a tissue with a crystal. So this is sodium chloride crystal. Every atom in this crystal lays in a very particular 3D coordinates. It's the same with tissues and organs. So where FluiCell really is a leader is in the area of 3D resolution and precision. We think we have invented the best bioprinter in the world, and that is solely based on the fact that we can place any cell wherever in three-dimensional space to recreate the function of a tissue and then start a journey towards engineering organs. We are not there, of course, yet. So another analogy, how can we understand this? We can understand this by thinking that an organ is a Lego car, okay? So a Lego car is a three-dimensional object where all the pieces, the tires, the engine, and whatever is put in the right place. If we put the wheels in the trunk, the car is not going to perform. So if we imagine that each individual Lego building block is a cell, we need to put it together to result in a car. And that's exactly what we can do with BioPixlar. We take one cell at a time, we put it in the right place, we constantly watching the building of this car. It's monitored in front of the operator. And then at the end of the day, by piece, we get the functional car. So this is what we mean by this single cell 3D precision. We can exactly create a car with the specifications, and then you should think they can exactly create the tissue with the specifications they wish. If you compare this to the competition, then most of the bioprinters today, which are popular, they take all the pieces of the Lego, they put it in a gel, and then they press it through a tube. And of course, you can never make a car like that. It's impossible. It's physically impossible, and everybody understands it. So this is the innovation. This is why we think we have the best I'm not saying it is the best bioprinter in the world, but we think it is the best bioprinter in the world, with the purpose of making meaningful biological tissues initially for research, but for other things later on I will show you. So basically what we can do today, we can print, this is real human skin. This is skin that we print with BioPixlar. It looks the same. This is mostly keratinocytes and differentiated keratinocytes. Not only does it look like skin, if we do drug testing on that skin model, we can see drug response. We can make three-dimensional liver cancer models, and what's interesting in these three-dimensional liver cancer models is not only that we can have the cancer tissue surrounded by stromal cells. Also, if we look at the biology and production of biomolecules in this tissue, it looks the way it should do. And in a 3D model, this production is much improved over just a cell culture. We can do different types of cancer models, and we talked a little bit about retina before. In principle, this is not a retina, it's just a representation that we can make these striated structures. So the precision is fantastic. More than that, so we have started in collaboration with Selectron. They are a beta tester of the BioPixlar platform to look at the possibility of printing cells from the nervous system. So we work with cortical neurons. They come from the brain, of course, and DRG neurons. They come from dorsal root ganglia, which are extensions from the spinal cord. And why is this important? First of all, it's notoriously difficult to print neurons with any bioprinting technology. So what you can use this for cortical neurons, of course, you have neurodegenerative disease, there's neurological disorders, epilepsy, etc., etc. And DRG neurons, they are central for understanding pain and finding new medicines for both chronic and acute pain conditions. And pain is a gigantic market. It's a $70 billion US market, and it's patients who are in dear need of new medicine. So it's very important areas. So that's what we can do today, but we're not stopping with what we can do today. We're dreaming, of course, about what we can do tomorrow. I would say that in sort of the height of the invention, or the difference between our bioprinter, there are other very good bioprinting companies out there who try to do the same thing as we do and who are highly successful at what they are doing. But when it comes to this capability of reproducing tissues at high fidelity, we think we are in the leading front. So again, what you can do with that, it doesn't stop where we are today with making tissues for drug development or drug discovery. Of course, if I can have a model of a patient's tissue to do my drug testing or my drug discovery, that's much better than to just have a random cell line. So it's sort of self-evident, the value of it. But we see also that we can go towards the areas of therapies. There's a lot of cell therapies today, CAR T technology, for example, but we are interested in tissue therapeutics. There's transplantation. We're not there, but we don't have to think about organ transplantation. We can think about tissue transplantation. And then is the whole interesting future areas of robotic and man-machine interfaces. So basically, with this technology, we can marry it to electronics, for example. We can marry it to other technological environments than just biology. So this is a unique possibility, and we're not there. We're not having any products in developing this area, but just as a future technology enabler, it's going in that direction. So we see today this market for biopixlar. It's well defined. We have communicated that extremely clearly. We have also communicated that we will go in the direction towards therapeutic usage. We have ideas, we have product development in regenerative medicine. And what's happening then is that we go from a roughly 1.5 billion USD market to something which is very close to 40 billion US dollars. So it's a gigantic step. It's important for us. And then also coming close to drug development in areas such as pain, and also, of course, in metastatic and aggressive cancer. So this is the dream we're having for the future. This is what we have achieved. We're extremely proud of this technology. And we would like that if everybody could try to read and understand a little bit more about how we differentiate against the competition, then I think that would be extremely helpful. So that's it for me, for us, even, I think, yeah?
Yes. You can put...
Let's sit down.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an enormous lot of ideas you have.
Yes.
So far.
Not
and you are
always
not
easy to sort
exploiting
them.
more than parts of it. Do you have the resources you need to go further today?
Well, so obviously all of the technologies we're having, they are derived from the same underlying technology platform. So it's the core IP in the company is around this very complicated microfluidics physics that's very short length scales. So what they did very smartly was that they identified this area and have IP protected it. So we can. There's still a lot of products that we can develop from that IP.
Yeah, which is what I was saying, that we can comfortably develop more product based on this extremely strong IP that we have because we are controlling the whole basically area.
How many persons are employed today?
So we are 18 and we have also some internships. So we are around 20, 22 people.
You're already a worldwide company.
Yes.
And the interest from abroad is, may I say, gigantic.
Well, the interest is enormous. And as Victoire showed, you look at our clients, it's only leading universities, it's leading institutes like NIH and FDA. It's leading companies like, if you look at the innovation leaders in drug discovery, you have Roche, Genentech, I mean, it's the same company, and we have Novartis and many more. So the customer base is unique in the sense that it's only blue chip companies, institutes, etc., that are strong key opinion leaders So we are, of course, extremely proud of that.
And we believe that our product have been adopted by this key opinion leader in the first place because it was a very innovative product. And they have understood what they could do with this product, because we don't have, not to have direct competition is in one way good, and it's not easy, because you can't explain something against something else. So you need someone who has a vision and understand directly what they can do with your product. And this is what we have been doing over the year, is really to educate the market, being very pedagogical about our product and their capability in order to be able to attract this key opinion leader. And this key opinion leader, as I was saying, they are publishing now a lot of scientific articles, and this is really great for us, because this is, this is really creating awareness around the world. So.
Yeah, and it's not only that they're publishing, it's the best companies, research groups, etc., publishing in the best journals. Yeah. So we have there's papers in Cell, Nature, Science, etc. So they really, they're extremely helpful for us to display the capabilities and what you can achieve when you use these technologies in the right way. So. And
also, what we do, what is very important for us at FluiCell is that we try to keep close contact with our customer. So we constantly talk to them, we exchange. If they have a problem, we reply directly within hours, or if they have a question or anything. And we really have very, very good communication with them. And this is also something which is creating trust between us.
But, maybe we have some questions from the public.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Regarding your 3D printer,
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you have a tissue consists of 4 types of different cells, and you said the single cell printing, so I'm confused. So do you print all the cells of A at once and then B, or do you print them like ordinary printers, like 4 inks? So you print A, B, C, D simultaneously?
So there's no limit to how many...
Maybe you should repeat the question so we'll get into the microphones.
Yeah, so I think the question was what's the difference between single cell printing and printing cells of many different cell types? Yeah, so we can print an infinite number of different cell types because every cell type is in an individual microchannel. And we can build anything from very small tissues, micrometer tissues, up to very large tissues on centimeter scale. So there's no limitation to how many different cell types you can use. And the scalability is there as well.
But my question is the process.
Yeah.
It's 3 types of cells at a time per microfluidic chip.
But you said you always print one cell type at a time.
And then you switch. Yeah. Then there's a switch. There's a switch time which is very fast, and then there's another cell type that can be printed. And it's up to 3 cell types in one microfluidic chip. But you can, after, just remove the microfluidic chip and replace it by another one and load other type of cells. And it's extremely fast changing. So we haven't put any video this time about the printing process. Maybe you can see on our website. It explains that you see a printing, so printing cell type, and then you see there's a switching time, but which is extremely fast, and go to another cell type.
Yeah, so every individual cell type is sourced from individual microchannels. Yeah.
In case you need to print a cell, like in the middle, there's no supporting materials.
No, so that's the magic of the platform. We have invented this cell adhesive, so you basically spray a glue on the cell, and then you can put it wherever you want.
Fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.